What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Staff Select series. I'm Sierra Sanders, and this is week 9 of the Staff Select series. This week's lesson is do not give your money away. I don't know what it is about people, but when you join the military, they start to kind of think that you get paid like this exorbitant amount of money, and we don't. Actually, you can look up online the pay scale for E1, 2s, and 3s, which is what you will be when you come into the military. And we basically are paid below the poverty line. You looks like you're paid below the poverty line when you're actually not. You don't pay for some other things like housing and food and all that jazz. But it appears that we get paid below the poverty line. Regardless of how it looks, you still don't get a lot of money. But for some reason, people have seen like movies, and they've seen like these military people out in town, and they think that you live like these people now because that's who they see. So that's how they think that you are, which is not the case. And so these people kind of start to ask for money. I'm not saying that, like don't loan money to people who you know, or like don't be friendly, or don't be nice to people, or help people out. Don't give money to people who don't have a job, for one. Don't give money to people who you can't trust. In general, try to be a little more protective of your money, because you need to make sure you take care of yourself first. And giving out your money to people whenever they ask for it is going to be starting to become problematic, and it's going to start to form a habit for those other people when you always are there for them to kind of like fall back on. You don't want to be that person who is always saving somebody from their irresponsibility. If somebody doesn't pay their cell phone bill, they don't need to be calling you asking, can you spot them $100? They shouldn't have gotten a cell phone. Just let it be cut off. If your parents are asking you for money, that's fine. My mother asked me for money. I pay her cell phone bill. I paid it since I've been in the military, but I've stopped this year because I'm transitioning out. So I want her to, not think that I'm on a military paycheck anymore. So it's stuff like that. Like I don't mind paying like small amounts of money, but I don't want people to think that you get all this money and you have to think that you have a responsibility to these people to help pay their bills. You have your own bills to worry about. You get taxed just like everybody else. You got to pay for food and cars and whatever you want to pay for. So you have your other responsibilities that you need to take care of. So don't give your money out to people so freely. Be very cognizant of who you're giving money to. If you're giving money to people who don't have a job, who don't have jobs, then it's likely that you will not get that money back. If you're giving money to people who are untrustworthy or they're bad with money, you're probably not going to get the money back. So if you're giving money to people, you need to make sure that you're only giving money to people who have a high probability of paying you back. Or if you want to still give money to people and you think maybe they won't give you back, something I've had to implement is a limit. And so the limit is that you set an amount of money that you will loan to people, and this limit is basically the amount of money that you're willing to part with without really being upset with a person about. So for my friends, I set a $50 limit. If you need to borrow money from me, that's fine, but you can only borrow $50 a year. So if you need to tap into the Aja Fund, you need to really exhaust all your other opportunities, all your other options before you come to me. Because if you ask me for $50, if you ask me for money, you're only going to get $50, and then I'm not giving you any more money. It's just not going to happen. And for my family, it's $100. I have irresponsible people in my family, just like everyone else does. People who are bad with money, and they will ask me for money to ask me to pay for things that I don't even have anything to do with. Like, I'm not even in the country, and they ask me to pay for things. And so I set a $100 limit to keep them from asking me for things like that, because once you start to give people money, they think it's okay to keep asking you, and they ask and they ask and they ask. And so it becomes harder for you to say no to these people. And so it starts to become like a source of friction for your relationship with either your friends or your family or your spouse, whoever it is. It starts to become an issue, and you want to kind of start to avoid these people. So in order to just negate the whole situation, I'm saying don't give your money away. I'm not saying be stingy with it. If people are asking you for $10, I mean, it's not really going to kill you for $10, but if people are asking you for $200 here, or help pay for my car payment, or I need to borrow money so I can take a vacation, or whatever the ill-fated reason is, don't subject yourself to that. Don't become an open target for people, because some people are vulturistic, and they will pounce on people who they know are weak, or who are willing to just keep giving them things, or who just have a problem saying no. So if you just kind of set the standard and you set the limit early on, then you won't have these issues where people are constantly asking you for things. So again, for lesson number 9, for week number 9, try to be a little bit more responsible with your money, and don't give your money out very freely to other people, or don't give your money to just anybody without really thinking about who you're giving your money to. So I hope you guys enjoyed that lesson. It's a really important one because it'll really keep you from going broke for no reason. So I will talk to you guys next week. Just a quick note, for the next 4 weeks I'm gonna be looking a little ragged. These videos may be a little bit more rough because I have a lot going on at work, and then I'm going out of the country for 2 weeks. So I have to figure something out. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna try to stay on top of this as much as I can. But if I kind of start to fall off a little bit, you guys, I'm going to keep me in check. Remind me that I made this promise. And then number 2, I'm gonna try my best, but give me a little leeway on it. I'm gonna try to stay on top of the schedule. But if I'm a day or 2 off, don't get mad at me. But I appreciate all you guys watching. Until next week, I'll see y'all later. Deuces.